Let me ask you something. What would happen if the world's biggest economy suddenly couldn't afford its own debt? Not in 20 years, not in theory, but soon. Because right now, the United States is carrying an almost unimaginable amount of debt, and one of the most powerful bankers in America just made one thing very clear. This is not sustainable. This warning isn't coming from some corner of social media. It didn't come from a random online influencer. It came directly from Jamie Dimon, the CEO of JP Morgan Chase, the largest bank in the United States, and one of the most respected voices on Wall Street. When someone like Jamie Dimon speaks, governments listen, markets move, and smart money pays very close attention. His words carry weight that few others can match, and he's not known for making dramatic statements without a reason. So, what has him so concerned? It's a number that most people can't even comprehend. Let's talk about the number nobody wants to talk about. A staggering $38 trillion. That is more than the entire US economy produces in a single year. To put it another way, every single American, from newborn babies to senior citizens, now carries a share of over $110,000 in national debt. And here's the truly scary part. The interest payments on this debt alone are starting to cost more than the entire US military budget. Just servicing the debt, not even paying it down, is becoming one of the government's largest annual expenses. Think about that for a moment. All the money spent on defense, on soldiers, ships, and planes, is now being outpaced by the cost of borrowing. This isn't just a number on a screen. It's a fundamental shift in our economic reality. Jamie Dimon used a powerful and unsettling metaphor to describe this situation. He said two financial tectonic plates are moving relentlessly toward each other. Plate number one is the exploding government debt, growing faster than our economy can support it. Plate number two is the new era of high interest rates, which makes that mountain of debt exponentially more expensive and nearly impossible to control. And as we all know from geology, when tectonic plates collide, you don't get a polite warning. You don't get a gentle tremor. You get an earthquake. A sudden, violent event that changes the landscape permanently. That's the kind of financial shock he's warning about. The pressure is building beneath the surface, and most people are completely unaware of the immense forces at play. So, when these plates collide, what breaks first? Is it the stock market, the value of the US dollar, the bond market, which is the foundation of the global financial system? Or is it your retirement account, the nest egg you've been carefully building for decades? History gives us some valuable clues. When a nation's debt spirals out of control, governments often resort to the same playbook. They start printing money to cover their expenses, which devalues the currency. As the currency weakens, inflation starts to creep in, and then it gallops, quietly stealing the purchasing power from your savings. The money you have in the bank buys less and less, and in the end, it's almost always the ordinary people, the savers and the workers, who pay the highest price for the government's fiscal irresponsibility. Now, some people will hear this and say, hold on, we've always had debt. This is just how the system works. It's normal. And they're right, to a point. But this time it's fundamentally different, and that's the core of the warning. It's different because interest rates are now significantly higher than they've been for over a decade. For years, the government could borrow for almost free. Not anymore. It's also different because global trust in institutions is fragile. Alliances are shifting. And perhaps, most importantly, major countries around the world are openly questioning whether the US dollar should remain the world's undisputed reserve currency. That question alone, the very idea that the dollar's dominance could be challenged, should send a chill down your spine. The entire modern financial system is built on that foundation. If confidence in the US economy cracks, even slightly, what happens next is a chain reaction. Foreign buyers, who currently fund a huge portion of US spending by purchasing government debt, could stop buying. They might decide it's too risky, and if that river of foreign capital dries up, the government is left with only a few terrible choices. Option one, drastically raise taxes on citizens and corporations, which would cripple economic growth. Option two, slash government spending on everything from social programs to infrastructure. Option three, force the central bank to print even more money, triggering the hyperinflation we just talked about. None of those options are good for the markets, and none of them are good for you, your job, or your savings. It's a trap with no easy way out. This is precisely why smart money is watching so closely. It's why hedge funds, major banks, and sophisticated long-term investors are quietly repositioning their portfolios. They're not panicking, they're preparing. We see evidence of this everywhere. Look at the price of gold, a classic safe haven asset. It has been steadily rising. Investors are reassessing how much risk they are willing to take on. The idea of market volatility is no longer a question of if, it's become a question of when. In these moments of massive economic shifts, the people who move early, who see the writing on the wall, and adjust their strategy are the ones who survive and sometimes even thrive. The people who ignore the warnings, who believe that things will just go on as they always have, are the ones who learn the hard way. Ultimately, Jamie Dimon isn't trying to predict the exact date of a market crash. He's not a fortune teller. He's warning about the direction we are headed. And in finance, direction matters far more than precise timing. Because once fear truly enters the system, it spreads faster than logic. It becomes an emotional cascade that is almost impossible to stop. This message isn't about causing panic. It's about encouraging preparation. It's a call to awareness, because when the unstoppable force of record debt collides with the immovable object of high interest rates and shaken confidence, markets don't ask for permission. They don't wait for you to be ready. They simply react. The time to understand these forces is now, not after the earthquake has already begun. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more insights to help you navigate these uncertain times.